There we go. All right. Welcome everyone to the AMA. It's our first AMA in the main Telegram group. We've got ACCRU Capital, and they're going to be discussing their upcoming projects, which is launching very shortly, and I'll let Dan speak about that. But first of all, I just want to introduce the group because obviously this is a new project as well, and this is the main Telegram. And this is where we're going to be having lots of AMAs with upcoming projects and obviously projects that have already, launched and live. We've got, I think, 9 different AMAs lined up already. So yeah, it's exciting times. And thank you for everyone who has supported us since the launch on Friday. But yeah, let's get into it. So do you want to just give a brief introduction about yourself, Dan?
Yeah, sure. And congrats on all the AMAs lined up for your group. That's pretty awesome.
Cheers, bro.
But yeah, so my name's Dan. I am from Australia, and I've been in crypto a couple of years. I've got a YouTube channel, Dan Passive Income, where I sort of like deep dive analysis of projects. But obviously, I've been working hard now. I'm a core team member and the spokesperson for ACCRU. I love crypto. Unfortunately, I got in right at the end of the bull market. So pretty much my entire crypto career, I've only experienced a bear market. But I guess I've dived in the deep end, and we're surviving this. So the fun times are ahead. But that's me in a 5-second nutshell.
Yeah, to be honest, I think anyone that got in during this market is struggling at the moment, but I think it will turn around very shortly, to be honest, especially with the halving coming up. So, Dan, what about ACCRU and DeFi 3.0? What exactly are you trying to bring to the space?
Yeah, for sure. So basically, with that, ACCRU, like we're aiming to sort of be the I guess you could say the beacon guiding users into the world of DeFi 3.0. So what I mean by that is we're all about simplicity, tangible rewards, robust security, and pretty most importantly, and sort of like our main thing that we're trying to achieve with this is a seamless omni-chain experience to allow you to get the rewards from that. So really, as I guess you could say, as the world of centralized finance, slowly becomes a thing of the past, ACCRU is here to lead the DeFi revolution.
Yeah, that sounds like a game changer, bro. Can you delve deeper into how ACCRU is standing out as a vanguard of DeFi 3.0, though?
Yeah, for sure. So there's a number of things, right, with DeFi 3.0, and these are all big things that you might have noticed happening within projects, whether you've even heard of the term DeFi 3.0 or not. And they're all really important things, which is really going to propel DeFi up quite a lot. And so I'll go through some of them. So there's real world yields. Okay, so we're going to prioritize sustainable yields based on genuine, revenue, real revenue. There's also interconnectivity. So really, we've taken out the hassle of bridging, setting up wallets. What gas token do you use? How do you even research all these chains? How do you get into all these amazing projects? We're going to do all that for you. All you've got to do is hold our token to reap the rewards of all of that. A big thing about DeFi 3.0 as well is education. People sort of spruik, do your own research. And that's really important. So I encourage you to do your own research into our project too. But on top of that, in addition to that, we're committed to educating users, with open content, alpha drops, and obviously DAO insights for people who are in our DAO. And speaking of the DAO and the community, we are community centric. So basically the community is our backbone and their growth is our growth. One thing which is really important too with DeFi 3.0, and especially any new project coming out like ours, is safety and security. So with our sort of our base, our home being on Arbitrum, obviously that's a very secure chain. We've got multi-sig wallets, audits, KYCs, and all that type of stuff. Security is paramount, and we're ticking all the boxes with that. and also with DeFi 3.0, it's all about innovation. So we are always looking forward with concepts like exploding NFTs and twisted staking and stuff like that in the pipeline. So they're sort of the core tenets with that, and we're ticking all the boxes. We're seeing that, and also other projects coming out are starting to cotton onto this as well.
Oh, bloody yeah. It sounds like you know what you're doing anyway. It sounds like you're ahead of the curve. But how do you foresee like DeFi 3.0 like evolving, and how do you reckon you're going to leverage that?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and like I guess a crystal ball would be really handy. But you can sort of look at it as like educating ourselves as well, and realizing that the world of DeFi is undergoing a massive transformation. So we are seeing the emergence of protocols that address previous DeFi pitfalls. We're seeing projects, things like from redefining liquidity and smarter contracts, bridging the gap between traditional finance or TradFi and DeFi. So the future is super bright, and you got to realize, right, as well, is that all the TradFi people, once they see, they're used to certain things, right, they're used to stuff, and once they start to see that in DeFi as well, they're going to realize that this is actually a tangible place for them to sort of legitimately get into and feel a lot safer with, and it's a lot easier, and it's a Web 2 experience and a Web 3 place, and all that type of stuff. So that's what we're looking at doing, and obviously ACCRU plans to be at the forefront of all this, and really we're looking at positioning our treasury to benefit from these groundbreaking ventures and ideas, and building the reward pool to ultimately share with our community.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is. So have you got any like, things to get individuals on board and stuff? Like what initiatives that are in place to do that?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and it's sort of the crux of it, when it comes to onboarding people. So one of the things which we think is going to be really attractive to people is reducing transaction fees. And there's a couple of ways of doing this. Obviously, we're on the Arbitrum One network, which does have super fast transaction, and it's super cheap. And when I say minimizing transaction fees, it's also, if let's say that you don't want to get into ACCRU and you just want to do all this research and get onto all these different chains by yourself, in addition to having to figure out what wallet you want and all that type of stuff, you're also going to have to spend a lot of money bridging funds over and all these different type of transactions and stuff like that. So what we're trying to do is really simplify it. And what we are going to do is simplify it for our community. So you only have to essentially make 2 transactions. One of them is to get ETH into your wallet on the Arbitrum network, and you can do that quite easily, say sending it just from Binance or from other centralized exchange to your wallet. You can pretty much send on any network. That's easy. Or you can do bridge, and then obviously you can bridge it, and then obviously you've just got to buy the ACCRU token, and that gets you in the ecosystem, and that gets you in the ecosystem of multiple chains and multiple projects, and it really is going to reduce your transaction fees in that regard. We're also going to be boosting transparency. So your wallet is your ID. And this is going to ensure utmost privacy, in this DeFi 3.0 era, and enhance safety as well. As I sort of touched on this before, but we're elevating our safety standards, including insurance as well for our deployed assets. And plus things like exploding NFTs and cascade events and rewarding our loyal ACCRUnatics. There's always going to be something happening, and there's always going to be a reason to come into the Telegram or the Discord, or say good day, or whatever it is that you want, because your actions are going to determine your wealth and your rewards, and we're making it as easy for you as possible.
Yeah, it sounds, honestly, mate, it sounds amazing. It sounds like you're going to be very busy, but it does sound really amazing. But the one thing I was thinking about while you were saying it is, like, do you know, because all like the regulations and institutional interests are inevitable. how do you lot plan to navigate these challenges such as regulations?
Yeah, that's obviously that's a biggie, and that's sort of like a bit of an elephant in the room when it comes to crypto. Nobody really wants to talk about it, but we all know it's there, and we're seeing places getting shut down left, right, and center. The big ones, obviously, the owners of those are doing things which aren't quite in the regulatory favor. But what you got to look at it, right, is that regulation is coming, and instead of resisting, ACCRU is actually going to embrace these challenges. So our motto, or our ethos, I guess you could say, is to outpace regulation with innovation. And there's two ways you can look at it, right? Like every situation, it depends how it's called, framing the situation. So it depends how you frame it. You can look at it as big, bad, and scary, and go, "Oh my God, this sucks. It's gonna do all these bad things for crypto and la 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 la." Or you can think, "Well, look, it's coming. Let's use it as a catalyst." So we've chosen to look at it the second way, to embrace it. So we're constantly evolving, ensuring that we remain ahead of the curve. And we're now offering a gateway token, instead of a simpler reward token, which may have previously been labeled as a security. So that's a big thing for us with our evolution of our project. And the benefits now being our project, and DeFi 3.0 is going to be a lot more accessible to a lot more people who do hold our gateway token in their wallet.
Yeah, that sounds really good, actually. While we're on like the subjects of like regulations and risks and stuff like that, have you guys thought about risk management?
Yeah. We've pretty much thought about everything as best we can. You only know what you know, but we've got a diverse team, and we've all got a lot of experience, and we will bring something great to the table. And one of the things we thought about too is to have checks and balances, and we've got so many checks and balances. So things like from the community itself, with the establishment of our DAO, to vetting projects with on-chain and sentiment analytics, deep research and analysis using AI tools and data to basically ensure what all this is to ensure is a comprehensive approach to investment. So sort of that combined with us spreading risk with portfolio diversification and entering into high quality projects that are pushing the boundaries of DeFi, we hope to deliver safer, more sustainable returns for our community. And that's a big sort of driving goal and a big picture with us. And of course, there's all the stuff that everyone expects, such as, we're already audited. A third of the team is KYC'd and doxed. And so, we are a pretty safe bet as far as DeFi projects go at the moment.
Yeah, to be honest, I love that you actually got Doc's team and stuff. Don't get me wrong, the whole reason is for DeFi is, not just, do you know what I'm saying? So not many people want to be docs in this space, but to be docs, it makes a big difference to me. Don't get me wrong, I still invest in projects which aren't docs because if I trust the team, but knowing that you are docs and like KYC'd and that does give me a lot of reassurance as well. But you mentioned tools and like insights. Can you elaborate like a little further, as that's really like pickled my interest?
Yeah, for sure. This is, I think, something which is pretty unique to our project, and it's pretty big. And so we're talking about the kind of professional subscriptions to tools that offer an unfair advantage when it comes to investing. Tools like Arkham Intelligence or Arkham Intel, Alpha Scan, and so many more. And what these tools are going to do is they're going to allow us to explore on-chain data and sentiment pretty much like never before. And we're talking 4 figures a month, in subscriptions once we're up and running. So we're going to be well equipped to take on the big dogs, like the institutions like BlackRock, who are going to be leading the charge the next bull run with their teams of research and analysis and their tools and tech. And that's what we're really looking at, right, is to give our community an unfair advantage. Because what individual person is going to spend 4 figures a month on tools and then know how to analyze them and all that type of stuff. So that's what I mean about making it simpler for you, making it simpler for anyone who wants to get involved with ACCRU, is that all you've got to really do is hold ACCRU in your wallet. Do your actions determine your wealth. Do positive actions within the ecosystem, and we've got the tools, the DAO, our own experience, the sentiment and tracking and all that type of stuff, and that really is going to give you a competitive advantage. And the reason that this is so important, and maybe sometimes people forget this, they get, again, it's about framing stuff, right? Like they get so caught up in, oh, it's a bear market and my portfolio's down and it sucks, and like all the stuff that everybody sort of thinks. But if you switch that around and look at it from a different angle, you can realize, holy crap, there's so much potential right now. Like now is the time to be positioning ourselves in solid projects like ACCRU and in other solid projects as well, to make those gains when the next bull run does come along. So, and obviously one of the things we're doing is tools. So we're pretty excited. We think now is the perfect time to be able to position our protocol and our investors and our community in a great position. We're all playing the same game. These $1 trillion hedge funds, I've sort of said in previous AMAs, but if like for your community too, is that we're all playing the same game. We're all playing on the same playing field, and who do you think wants to win that game? So that's why we're putting in so much effort to make sure that we're giving our investors a competitive advantage when it does come into playing the same game with all these big dogs. So I get really excited about this, but I'm super pumped, and those are some of the tools that we're going to be using.
Yeah, mate. I love it, and I love the passion in your voice as well. Honestly, it sounds amazing, and it just shows how much you want this. And obviously, as you were saying, I've been in crypto a long time, mate, and I was there when Bitcoin hit 20 grand for all-time high, and then I watched it go back down to 3,000. And a lot of people do get shaken out in these hard times, and a lot of people I know sold at the bottom and never got back into it, and then it hit 70,000 more or less. So I know exactly what you're saying, but yeah, I love it. So obviously you come here today. We're going to do some giveaways for your community and my community. We're going to give 5 $10 prizes to the 5 questions, and then you're going to give some listing spots away to our community as well, aren't you?
Well, to your community. Is it okay if I just sort of mention the whitelist to people?
Yeah, of course, mate, of course.
Yeah, sure. Cheers. So yeah, we're going to be giving away 5 spots on our whitelist. And this is a good whitelist. This is a whitelist that you want to get on. And the reason is because you can win up to $1,000 in private sale tokens by getting on the whitelist and then entering our public sale on the 28th, which is actually just a couple of days. We're actually going to have 32 winners in total. Not everyone's going to be winning a grand's worth. But there's going to be 32 winners. You're either going to win a grand's worth or $100 worth of ACCRU tokens. And what's sort of really good with this is that obviously the amount of tokens that you've got in your wallet is going to be a factor in your wallet weighting, and the wallet weighting is going to be used to determine how many rewards you get per month, and also the cascade events, which is when we sell off a little bit of our treasury, turn it into ETH, and then basically airdrop ETH into your wallet. So what's sort of significant? You might just think, oh, great, private sale tokens, that doesn't really mean much to me. The reason it should mean something to you is that these tokens are extremely cheap, which means $1,000 worth means you get a heck of a lot of tokens. And on paper, when we launch, because we get to pretty much set the price of the token, these tokens are going to look at like 3 or 4xing, at the time of launch on paper. So that's why it's such a good prize, So if you think about it, you could buy $100 worth of public sale tokens, and then you could win $1,000 worth of private sale tokens, which is going to massively increase your bag, and it's going to massively set you up for the cascade events and the monthly rewards. And so, yeah, obviously we're going to be giving away a few here. Another way you can win is going on our Zeely quests and getting 3,500 XP on those. Or if you don't want to do any of that, you can just go to our Telegram or our Discord, befriend a mod, say hello to one of the mods, send them a message, and just tell them why you deserve a whitelist spot. And we've given a number of whitelist spots for the mods to give away as well. So use your powers of persuasion on those, and your very kind-hearted nature with our mods, and I'm sure they'll gift you with a whitelist spot as well. So, but 5 lucky people here are going to be winning a whitelist spot as well.
I was going to say, obviously, we're going to give 5 cash prizes to people, but would you rather people who want the whitelist be picked, though? Do you know what I mean? How do you want to do the whitelist one? Because there's no point in me picking people that don't want the whitelist spot. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, we could do something simple like the first 5 people to type whitelist in the chat get a whitelist spot. I mean,
okay, we'll do that after then. First of all, we'll open the chat up. There's quite a few people with their hands up, so we'll get 5 people up for the $10 giveaways who ask the question for you, and then we'll do the whitelist one after, mate. So first person we'll get up is Elon Musk.
Cool.
1 second. All right, Elon Musk, you can speak.
Hey Scott, hey Dan, what's up?
How you doing, mate?
Yeah. I'm doing good here at X-Base, doing our thing at X-Base every day.
Sorry, mate. Your connection's not that great, but
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I said I'm here doing my thing at the X-Base. We're planning to maybe launch our own X token soon or something.
Cool.
No.
No.
Did you want to ask a question about ACCRU, mate?
I have a question for ACCRU. I was just giving a very bad joke. So anyway, so concerning the sale, concerning the public sale, you mentioned about the whitelist. If I don't get here, I'm definitely going to go to your chat. I'm going to try to bribe the modes or beg them or something. But I want to know, do we have a hard cap? Do we have a soft cap? And also, what is the mechanism to prevent the private sale buyers from dumping on people who buy in public sale and who buy and launch the token? Because people get to buy a lot in the private sale just so that they can get 4x, like you said, and dump on the rest of the investors. So what's your mechanism against that?
Sure. Yeah, great question. So I'll get on to I guess the dumping thing you sort of mentioned. We've got a number of things in place to make sure that specifically doesn't happen, because obviously that would be pretty detrimental to us and the holders and all that type of stuff. So one of the things we've got, right, is we've got a cliff for the private sale people. So I think it's about 4 months until they actually even get any tokens, and then it is vested. For this upcoming public sale, there's no cliff. We're community centric, and we listen to our community, and they sort of said, hey, can we please get some tokens in our wallet straight away? And we're like, yep, let's check on that. We'll get back to you. And we decided that was okay, but that's going to be vested at 5% per month, over the vesting schedule. Obviously, all the team tokens and the treasury and the insurance fund and pretty much the whole tokenomics, that's all vested as well. So, there's going to be a slow controlled release of the tokens. But what's important to notice here is even if the tokens aren't fully vested into your wallet, the full value of what you bought is going to count towards your wallet weighting when it comes to the monthly rewards and also the cascade event. So, for example, if you buy $500 worth in the sale, for a start, that'll get you into the DAO, because there's a minimum of 500 to get into the DAO. But also that full amount, that full 500 is going to count towards your weighting. So even if you don't have any tokens in your wallet, I mean, obviously you'll have 5% from launch. But even if you've only got 5% in your wallet, the full 100% will count. And we think that this is a really good initiative because it's good for the protocol, because obviously it helps protect the strength of the token. And also it's good for the community because you get to benefit from the reward straight away, regardless of if the tokens are actually in your wallet or not. And in terms of like the upper and lower limits of what you can buy, there's a minimum of $100 for this upcoming sale, and there's a maximum of 25K if you feel like really pretty much getting at the top of the list, in terms of the wallets. So yeah, I hope that answered your question.
That sounds amazing, mate.
Thank you. I think it's really smart that you're doing a token investing, and that you're going to release the private tokens over a period of some months. That means the private investors can definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for that. Okay, let's get someone else. We'll get Coin Baby. You're right, Coin Baby.
Okay, I'm audible.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate. I was listening to the project, and I will say this is really a great project, and already an awesome, introduction. And why I say this is a good project is basically I joined the AME on the crypto hideout, and I noticed how you explained the project a lot, and basically that's great. So my question here is open to a suggestion too for the project, because you all know that people from this French region want to join into the project and know more about the project, but understanding in the crypto space is really low. So say for example you guys coming up with a tutorial video centers, this video is not just a random video most project do. Basically you can make in the video in languages, like
you're just cutting up a little bit. You've just cut off. Are you there?
No, I think we lost him. I'm not too sure what he was getting at, to be honest. So we'll get someone else up, and if he comes back, we'll get him back up.
Sure.
All right, we'll get Godwin up. 2 seconds.
Okay, can you?
I think maybe you want to try and leave the chat and come back, and I'll get you back up, mate. We'll get Godwin up first. You're right, Godwin. You're free to speak, mate. Looks like he's gone.
Okay, am I good now?
Oh, that's better,
Yes.
mate. That's better.
Okay, sorry about that. That was a bad network. I was basically listening to the project, and I would say this is a great one. So I was basically asking if they are also doing the project in a video form in different languages, like in Indonesia, France, and Germany, in different languages in a video form, whereby posting that particular videos in different social medias like in Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, basically. I know this is a big marketing strategy whereby you'll be bringing out people from different region and different countries to come join your project, and we are also inviting them to the crypto space, and that is a really big plan for the project. So I don't know if you can do this in the future, which will help the project a lot. Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah, sure. No, that's really important. I mean, yeah, we're looking to do that. We did an AMA the other day with a Turkish community, and I would give my answer, and then he would literally translate it on the spot into Turkish, and that was quite extraordinary. We are looking at, obviously the China market is really big, the Japanese market's really big, and the Spanish market as well. We want to get involved with that, and it's sort of like a bit of an undertaking, I guess you could say, and we're looking at doing this in the future. you know, we've got to translate our light paper into these different languages, and you know, we've got to have moderators in these languages as well. We might have to set up chat rooms in these languages. So you know, and obviously we can get influencers to do videos in these languages. But yeah, it is super important to get these communities going and to get them involved, because that is a massive chunk of the market as well. And I even know from my own YouTube analytics, like even people from these countries, you know, obviously some of them speak English as well, but the vast majority, you know, they speak their own native language. So yeah, in sort of a simple answer, I guess, is yeah, we're looking to do that. We haven't actually done it right now. Right now, our focus is on you know, our sale coming up in a couple of days. But on our second sale, we're going to look to really branch out into those areas, because we want to include those as well, and we want to educate those people too.
Great
Okay, that's really great. I really love the way you know, taking into the suggestion, and I love the way you guys are open into this to the community. You know, community is a big part of the project. I would say that's great. Thank you so much for the answers, and sorry for the bad connection. Yeah.
Thanks a
You're
lot,
welcome.
Matt. Yeah, great question. So next one we'll get up is Favor Ola V. 2 seconds. You're free to speak, mate.
Hello, can you hear me now? Good day, everyone.
Hello, how you
Okay.
doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
All right. Sorry to interrupt, but I didn't quite understand the something about your you mentioned about the reward strategy you were going to do for some holders. I was trying to look into your white paper, but I had a very short time to do it. The first one listed on your website, you mentioned sorry, let me fetch you. You're going to reward the community, like the common people, the people in the community. I don't know how that works. Will they be qualified only if they hold your tokens, or if not, I don't know, or they just have to be active in your community to be able to get that reward?
Yeah, okay, good question. So there's sort of 3 types of ways that you can get rewarded. One of them is through the monthly yield, which is going to be generated from our treasury, and that's putting in stuff like you know, like high yield bearing assets and high potential projects and stuff like that, and also a percentage of our swap fees. 80% of our swap fees is going to go into the pool. That's all going to get turned into ETH. Then you're going to be able to go to our DApp and claim your rewards from that way. Another type of reward you can get to is called the Cascade event. When our treasury reaches a certain milestone, we liquidate 10% of the treasury, we turn it into ETH, and then we shower that down into the top 35% of wallet holders. And then, you know, the 65% of wallet holders, they sort of get randomly assigned to those. And we think that's good to reward the people who are contributing a lot, and also reward the people that are part of the ecosystem, but maybe they can't afford those bigger amounts. So that's sort of the 2 main ways. But like on a week-to-week basis, we're looking at doing, you know, competitions and stuff like that. At the moment, we've got a thread competition going, which has cash prizes. We just had a meme comp. We've got a game going in our Telegram where I think it's the top 3 people win some amount of money, and it's just a bit of fun, you know. Like the amounts aren't life-changingly big or anything like that, but it's just a way for us to give back and keep the community engaged and let you know that we're thinking about you, and we're thinking about how we can reward you while the flywheel of compounding is happening, and while our treasury deployment actually starts to you know, generate that yield.
Okay, that's a lot of rewards you do in your project. So I really want to know how do you generate this funds to fund your revenue pocket? Like, where do you get them from? Is it solely from tax, or there's other things that your project engage in to get more finances to get more funds into your project?
Yeah, that's a great question. So basically, how it's going to be funded is via the treasury, and the way that the treasury is going to be funded is via these raises that we're doing. Obviously, it's also going to fund liquidity and running costs, and, you know, a bit more marketing and that type of stuff as well. But essentially, that's what we're looking at doing. We do have some treasury tokens as well that we can, you know, sort of strategically put into the market when it's safe, so it's not hindering our own token or the protocol or the investors. But really, that's the main thing. There's no tax on our token at all. There's a 0% buy and a 0% sell, and the reason is because we don't want to punish people from buying or selling our token. You know, we've worked it so we don't need to do that. And then, of course, the yield that the Treasury creates, roughly 50% is going to go back into compounding, and roughly 50% is going to get given out as rewards. And on top of all this too, we're going to have a treasury which is backed by looped Ethereum and Bitcoin. So there's going to be Ethereum and Bitcoin sitting in there looping.
Dan, sorry. Favor, can you just mute your mic when you're not speaking, please?
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I kind of got distracted. All right, I'll do that right away.
There you go. Sorry, Dan. It's just echoing a bit.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So sorry for everyone if you were hearing me twice. I'll sum that up in 30 seconds. So yeah, there's the treasury, there's swap fees, there's the high potential growth of DeFi 3.0 projects, and there's also the yield bearing assets, which we're going to get in. 50%, roughly 50 is going to be compounded. Roughly 50 is going to get taken to put in the rewards pool for investors. There's also the Cascade event. And also there is, the swap fees, which is going to go back into, and how the treasury is going to get funded is through these raises and these sales that we're doing right now, in addition to the flywheel of compound interest and stuff like that. And obviously we're able to sell a few treasury tokens as and when we need to, in a pragmatic way.
Yeah, that's amazing, mate.
Sounds very interesting. Thank you so much.
Thanks for Jim. Okay, who should we get up next? Oh, I've seen this guy active in my chat quite often, so I actually want to hear his voice because he's been supporting me also. So let's get Venom up. You're right, Venom. Looks like
Hello?
Hello, is that Venom?
Yeah, it's me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. You're free to ask a question.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. Yeah, so towards the end of when Dan was speaking, he mentioned something about the benefits of having a whitelist spot. So I don't know, please, sorry, I didn't quite get that part. Can you just please quickly run through that part, the benefit of having a whitelist spot? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. My total pleasure. So with the whitelist, you get to purchase on the 28th, which is 24 hours before anyone else. So it's going to be whitelisters on the 28th at 12 p.m. UTC. So that's midday, obviously. And then 24 hours later, it's the rest of the public. So that's sort of the first basic thing. But the second thing is that if you go onto the whitelist and if you purchase in the upcoming sale, then you're going to go into a lottery to win up to $1,000 worth of private sale tokens. And these private sale tokens are going to 3 or 4x on paper by the time we launch. So you're getting a bucket load of of tokens. You know, you could think of that 1K as effectively 4K. But obviously they're private sale tokens, so there's a cliff and there's vesting. But as I said before, even if there is the cliff and the vesting, your wallet still has that 100% of value for the Cascade and for the treasury. So it's super good to get on the whitelist if you can. We're going to be giving away 5 in this one. And also, if you're not fortunate to get one of those, then you can do Zeely and get 3,500 XP on that. Or you can come and say hello to one of our mods and be nice and kind to them. Maybe tell them a joke or something, I don't know. And also tell them why you want a whitelist spot. And they've been, given a whole lot of whitelists to give away to you guys sort of as they see fit. So yeah, there's a total of 32 winners. And you can win up to $1,000 of private sale tokens. So it's a really good opportunity to get in early and to really prime your wallet for the monthly rewards and the cascades.
Sounds good, mate. Sounds good. Does that answer your question, Venom?
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Cheers,
welcome.
All right then, last question. Let me see. All right, Sir DeFi. Sir DeFi, you're free to speak, mate. Sir
Hello guys,
DeFi.
can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wait.
go ahead, mate.
Okay, sir. So
Did you want to ask a question about ACCRU?
yeah, yes. Do you have adequate marketing power and capital to push this project to the project? Because without proper marketing and capital infusion, project dies. How do you convince us you have adequate marketing power and capital?
Sure. Yeah, great question. So obviously, yeah, marketing is super important, and that's basically why we're why we're on this AMA in this amazing group right now, talking to all you guys and answering all these great questions. So we're actually partnered up with some key influencers, and we've got some sort of announcements with sort of, I guess, bigger dog influencers in the space who have taken notice of us and they want to get on board as well. And over time, we're going to be announcing ambassadors. So sort of in the short term, we're doing a whole bunch of AMAs on Telegram and YouTube and Twitter Spaces and in our own Discord and also in our own Telegram as well. We're all about letting people know about this, and obviously we're working with a lot of good people, and it's showing, because our community is growing exponentially. It's a really amazing community, which is the heart and soul of the project. And once people actually sort of get our project, once they understand what we're doing, then they're like, yes, this is something I want to know more about. I want to get in the Telegram. I want to get in the Discord. I want to ask questions. I want to do my own research and try and pick holes in it if I can, because that's what it's all about, being stringent and diligent yourself. So we'd love to have you in. And obviously what we think as well with sort of moving forward, once we've actually launched and we've got results to show and all that type of stuff, we really believe that in addition to continuing with our influencers and sort of everything that we're doing now, word of mouth is going to be there, and that sort of happens more when there's actually results. It's hard to spread word of mouth just on, without anything to actually sort of show for it in terms of bringing out our roadmap and achieving those goals. So yeah, we've been working on this project a long time, and we're really going into detail, making sure we're getting every little thing right, and that is really showing with how we're going. And that's going to show up in these sales, and that's also going to show up once we launch into the foreseeable future.
Yeah, great. And I've put in there a little bit. And to be honest, that's what sort of these partnerships between us two are about as well. Because obviously, I've been working with ACCRU for a bit now. I was actually working with you guys before I set up this project. And obviously, I'm on board with you guys to help you out. So it's all about just getting the exposure out there. And obviously, you guys are welcome on here anytime. As soon, like when you launch, we'll get you back and we'll see how things are going. But yeah, honestly, I've listened to it and you're doing an amazing job, mate. Really are. Is it all right to answer one last question for one of my admins?
Sure.
She just asked, and I think a lot of people want to know this as well. Where is it now? Just seen it from Jem.
Well, I've got my mouth full and I'm out eating dinner, but I want to know, where do you see yourselves and your project in the next 3 years?
There she is. Yeah. So where do you see yourself in the next 3 years? Like, what's your plans?
That's a really good question. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, we want to see the success of the project, and we want to see our project build and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And obviously we're talking about that innovation. You know, we want to really make sure that we are innovating, staying ahead of that regulation. And, you know, we want to make sure that we're still paying people. We want a lot of liquidity. We want regular cascade events. You know, as I said before, we're thinking about an exploding NFT, which is sort of perhaps similar to our exploding treasury. And hopefully people sort of looking and seeing what we're doing and seeing that we are a solid project and, you know, getting on board with us as well. To be fair as well, we've been sort of so tunnel visioned and laser focused about getting everything right now, because, you know, there's so many stages to doing a project that, you know, like these sort of future things can be in the back of your mind and the stuff like that. But it's almost like the devil is in the detail right now. But I just think getting our roadmap out there and making sure that we're driving innovation and we have a ton of utility for our token, and you know, making everyone a whole bucket load of cash. You know, hush hush, there's no regulators listening, but you know, like obviously that's part of it. We're all into crypto to make money, but also, you know, it really is for the sake of regulation and stuff like that. It is about utility, and that's where the whole sort of concept of your actions determine your wealth. You know, if you don't really do anything, you're probably not going to gain anything. So,
Yeah.
you know, you've got to keep active. Yeah.
100%. 100%. No, it's been amazing. And thank you so much for coming today. And thank you to our audience for tuning in. What I'm going to do, mate, if this is all right with you, is I'll put a post out in the main group with your details in. And then the first 5 people to type whitelist or something like that, not yet, after I posted, then your admins can like pick them up then, because there's no point me giving away whitelist to people that don't want them. So I'll do it my way. And then, so do you want to just quickly, before we end it, do you want to just let people know about the sale? It's happening on Thursday, isn't it? This Thursday this week, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah, it's just in a couple of days. So it's going to happen on 12 p.m. UTC on the 28th. Remember as well.
Oh yeah, 28th it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So just a couple of days.
Yeah.
So I get confused too with all the time zones. I'm like, is it my tomorrow or their tomorrow? Or, you know,
Yeah,
like I have to double. I have to double check. So it's all good. Yeah, but it's on the 28th at 12 p.m. UTC for whitelisted people, and obviously the 29th if you're not on the whitelist. It's going to be held on our website, ACCRU.capital. And also, everybody remember to have your wallet ready on the ARB network, you know, with a minimum of 100 of ETH plus a few extra dollars for gas. If you're not quite sure how to do that, come over to our Telegram and ask somebody. I've also done a video, a walkthrough about exactly how to get Arbitrum on your wallet and put ETH into Arbitrum. And yeah, you're ready to roll. As soon as the clock ticks over and it goes live, then boom, get in there and get your accrue. And
Okay.
So that's how you can do it. And I was thinking with the whitelist too, the spots, maybe to make it easier, should we say that they have to come into our Telegram and write whitelist in our Telegram?
That's the plan. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do, mate. So as soon as we end it here, before we open the chat, I'll put your details and stuff. So yeah. So before we go, what's the max buy? So obviously the minimum's $100. What's the max if people want to buy the max?
Yeah, the max is 25K. And if anyone wants to buy any more than that, then, you know, obviously, I guess they can set up a second wallet. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that. And then it's going to close on the 3rd of October.
Okay, brilliant, mate. And hopefully, once you've launched, we'll get you back in for another AMA.
Sounds perfect. I mean, yeah, I love chatting to you. It's really good, and I love the questions from your community too. It's a real welcoming and fun place.
Cheers, brother. Thanks a lot for coming. And yeah, I'll pass this AMA over to you after it ends. I'll send it to your DM. Thanks a lot, everyone, and speak to you soon.